Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. I'm back from my holiday and just in time for another exciting weekend of motorsport action. But you may, or more likely may not, have noticed I did some predictions for the weekend I was away, and I enjoyed making that video so much that I'm now going to have a look at those predictions and make some more for this weekend. It's a big weekend too, with Formula 1 and IndyCar, so make sure you subscribe and make your own predictions down below. If I make this a regular thing, I'll start releasing it on a Friday, but for this weekend, Saturday will have to do. So let's jump into this look at the forthcoming weekend's motorsport. After you subscribe, that is. So let's go back to last week's predictions first. What did I predict for the IndyCar race at Detroit? IndyCar next, and just a week after winning the Indy 500 for a second time in a row, I think Joseph Newgarden will still be too hungover to win this one. Alex Palou will be up there, but I think Scott McLaughlin will bounce back and take the win. I wasn't even close. Both McLaughlin and Palou had their issues, but Joseph Newgarden didn't even come close to winning, so I was kind of right about that. Romain Grosjean will have his best race of 2024 and finish in the top 5, and Will Power will have another crash and completely ruin his season. And I was almost right about Romain Grosjean getting a top 5. He was in and around the top 5 when he got hit. Will Power did have a couple of moments, but he did recover to 7th and could still be considered an outside contender for gold. So all in all, nothing right. Next, well, Indy NXT is next, and I did get the winner of the race correct. And we will see Jamie Chadwick do even better and fight for the win with Louis Foster. Jamie Chadwick was having a good run, but got a puncture and dropped back. Nolan Siegel has had a dreadful few weeks, first not qualifying for the Indy 500, and now his Indy NXT Championship hunt is in tatters. Abel did finish in the top 5, so I was close. At least I called the winner. IMSA was also at Detroit, and I was really close with this one. But instead I'm going to risk it and say the Wayne Taylor Acura of Louis Delatraz and Jordan Taylor. And Nicky Katzberg and Tommy Milner in the Corvette will win the GT class. The Corvette of Miller and Katzberg was leading when they hit a wall, and a Wayne Taylor Acura did win the race. It was just not the one I said would win. The Heart of Racing Aston Martin had a bump, but I wouldn't class it as they crashed. So again, close. Overall, Detroit proved me very wrong indeed. I also said the Enjoy Illinois 300 would throw up a surprise winner, and would you look at that? Chase Briscoe only finished 17th, but I'm claiming this as right in spirit. World Rally Championship, what did I say would happen in the WRC? The part-timers are dominating every rally in 2024, but Sebastian Ogier did crash here last year, but I think he will win in 2024, and technically be in title contention because Neuville will retire, and Evans will only finish 4th. I was so close, just 0.2 of a second. If Tanak hadn't put in one of the most exciting stage performances ever, Ogier would have won. Thierry Neuville did indeed retire, and Elfyn Evans did finish 4th. No podium for Malvo, but I got a lot of the WRC stuff right. I got both winners of the TCR Europe round at Salzburgring right as well. Girolami and Volt did in fact win, but Aurelien Comte did not finish second in either race, finishing 3rd and 4th. Completely wrong about Super GT, a first win for Ukyo Sasahara and Giuliano Alesi, and no big crash at all. In fact, it was a very clean race. What else do we have? GB3. But if he is racing, then his extended European experience will lead him to 2 wins, whilst John Bennett will take a win in the reverse grid race. Hopefully the weather doesn't ruin proceedings. Well, this was a balls up. Ugo Ugochukwu was pretty naff again. I'm sure he'll come good eventually, but lately he's been driving like arse, and McLaren could literally have chosen any of the large number of drivers ahead of him in any race series he enters. He finished 4th twice and crashed in race 3. John Bennett didn't win, but looked in good form. Timothy Kaharczyk and William McIntyre took the wins instead. 2020 a BMW won, 2021 it was a Porsche, 2022 a Mercedes, and last year a Ferrari. So obviously in 2024 it will be the Lamborghini of Maximilian Paul, Torsten Kratz and Danny Sufi. What was the point of calling any kind of result for the 24 hours of Nürburgring? Or as it is also called, Fog the Race? Lamborghini did not take the win, it was an Audi. I had some dumb predictions as well. Whilst Horner didn't admit to pop group orgies, nor did Lewis Hamilton buy Stevenage. The really big news was Esteban Ocon and Alpine parting ways after 2024, which wasn't necessarily unexpected, but can be considered kind of big news. So let's move on to predictions for this weekend. Formula 1 from Canada and weather could be a factor, which just makes it all the more exciting because damp Canadian Grand Prix tend to be exciting Canadian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton could be looking at a record-breaking 8th Canadian Grand Prix win, but he can keep looking because it ain't happening. Max Verstappen has won the last 2 F1 races in Canada, and even after his recent troubles, he's going to win a 3rd. Norris and Sainz will complete the podium, and Magnussen will get a penalty for something. IndyCar again from Road America this time. Shock winner for this one, Felix Rosenqvist will take Meyer Shanks' 2nd ever IndyCar win. Dixon and Palau will race each other hard for a podium spots, and we will get a big crash at the start with several cars in the midfield making contact, started by someone like Santino Ferrucci. Indy NXT and Nolan Siegel will bounce back, winning ahead of Miles Rowe and Jamie Chadwick, whose luck will turn eventually. Abel and Foster will make contact and ruin each other's races, opening up the title fight somewhat. British touring cars, and maybe you have noticed a pattern emerging in 2024. Title contender wins the first 2 races, and someone random wins race 3. Check it. Tom Ingram won 2 at Donington, and Aidan Moffat won the 3rd. Colin Turkington won 2 at Brands Hatch, and Ronan Pearson won race 3. And Jake Hill won 2 at Snetterton before Rob Huff took his first win in 20 years in race 3. So considering that pattern will remain, well, Ash Sutton still hasn't won a race in 2024, but Thruxton is Josh Cook country. He'll take the first 2 wins and Bobby Thompson will win race 3. Sutton will still lead the championship though. DTM, I don't know, Mirko Bortolotti in race 1 and Rene Rast in race 2, and NASCAR at Sonoma, let's go with Kyle Busch taking his first win of 2024. Why not have a go at predicting a few of these yourselves in the comments below. So there are my predictions for the June 9th Sunday. Plenty of racing, and I will cover said racing and the results of my predictions in the weekly roundup video on Tuesday. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that or any of the other motorsport action here on Frontrunner Motorsport. Leave a comment with your predictions. Thank you very much for watching and liking the videos, and have a good one.